Hey review family, keep it tight. My name is Jay Morse, review guy, and I'm back again to bring you another video. I'm not going to do my usual kind of snazzy intro, something gimmicky. I'm just going to review this album, posthumous release by Lil Peep, Come Over When You're Sober, Part 2. So Lil Peep, he was commonly hailed as pretty much the new generation's leader of the whole emo movement, and that was a big title to be bestowed upon his shoulders because with a lot of these rappers that were moving into this direction of very introspective, very emotional, resonant lyrics that were touching a lot of people that were going through either depression or suicidal tendencies and thoughts, such things like that, or abuse, Lil Peep really did stand out above a lot of the others, but still, the fact that there were so many of them, for him to be so well regarded and put on a pedestal, it was good, it was interesting, and he only had one album released in his lifetime, full studio-length album, Come Over When You're Sober Part 1, which was released last year, and to be honest, I wasn't that big of a fan of that album. For the most part, the kind of rap, rock, emo rap fusion wasn't really my type of thing, and in a lot of ways I feel similar about this album, but there were things that I liked from his first release, and there's things that I like about this album. But when you're touching a posthumous release, you kind of have to look at it in a little bit of a different way, or at least in my opinion. See, I can critique each song. I can go down the line and say that this should have been better, that should have been better. And while it's very possible that there is a ton more Lil Peep like material that's going to be released over time, maybe even another album, I feel like that would be such a mundane, moot, and tacky point to go over each song and say that, oh, you should do this better, you should do that better. Obviously, he's not with us anymore. Obviously, Lil Peep's not going to be making any more music while he is alive, and this is a posthumous release, so I have to treat it as such. And can I just say, I'm sorry that I gotta use this language, but can I just say that whoever is the manager of Columbia Music is the biggest money-grabbing dick that I have ever heard of in my life? I have no clue who they are, but they honestly are such a scumbag for what they did. If you don't know, Lil Peep, he started off as a SoundCloud rapper, and I believe his first album was released on like something called First Access. I'm not sure if that is a derivative, if it's a child company, but Columbia decided to they basically had an acquisition of the rights to Lil Peep's music, and that is so wrong on so many levels in my opinion, because it's easy to see what they're trying to do. Lil Peep died, it made a big hoopla, he was already popular, but kind of like XXXTentacion and pretty much any other musician that dies, they're going to get a boost, and that is the telltale sign of companies to be like, oh, we can make some money off of this. So Columbia took the rights. Why? Because they want to make money off of a man's death. A man that died of bad causes. So yeah, there's some bonus tracks, but this is an 11-minute affair. It's 38 minutes, and for the most part, this is a lot of the same Lil Peep music that you're going to be used to if you listen to him a lot. There are some differences. There is a definitive pop-punk influence littered across this album that is undeniable. There's a very kind of murky overtone, a murky production, very reverby, similar to the Joji album that came out, or pretty much a lot of these bands, I mean not bands, artists that kind of called this genre home of this overblown SoundCloud rap, emotional, deep lyrics, very tortured, very sad, very emotional, and the beats complement it well. And Lil Peep, something that while I have not been the biggest fan of every one of his songs, I can appreciate the fact that he does have some very interesting beat choices. And while, like I said, kind of the issue with a lot of these is a lot of these artists blend together. Even though Lil Peep was put on a pedestal, he does sometimes fall into the cliches of a lot of other music that falls into this genre. But despite the fact that they're instrumental, the instrumentals on this album can come off as a bit cliche for the genre, I do enjoy them. I do think that they are interesting and they're emotional and poignant when you consider the rest of the context of the album and the song's lyricism. They really accompany each other and work hand in hand really well. It doesn't feel like a tug of rope where the instrumental's trying to do one thing and the vocals are doing another. I think that Lil Peep, Gustav's vocals work really well alongside the instrumentals that he's working with, even if I don't like a lot of the songs on the album. Now, I just wanted to say that there are quite a few songs that I dig on this album. Broken Smile, and I believe it's called also My All. It was like 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Love the crap out of that song. That's the first song on the album. It's very, very... It's weird listening to a posthumous release when you know that the words that are coming out of this person's mouth could never be uttered or written down again. That's creepy to me. Maybe that's only me, but there are standout moments. There's also Life is Beautiful, track number 7, that was released with a little kind of homemade video with him and his friends, and I remember I read the description and it was just gut-wrenchingly just sad, because it said that he used to make videos with his friends or something along those lines, and he was playing with some different lighting and darkness, and it was called Life is Beautiful. And man, if you don't get if you hadn't listened to if you've listened to Lil Peep's music beforehand and you watch that video and don't get goosebumps from just watching it and listening to the words, oh, it's creepy. I'm honestly getting goosebumps right now thinking about it, because this is an album that I wasn't excited to listen to or review, not because I wasn't excited to listen to review it, just because of the context of the album. And yeah, I still have a fairly lukewarm opinion of the music itself, and that would be the same whether he was still living or whether we're in the current circumstance of him not living. I'm not that big of a fan of this type of music, but for the type of music he is making, or did make, I think that Lil Peep is a talented artist, and he had a lot of where he had places to go. He could have improved. He was super young, and he was making some very good music early on. Also enjoy one of the bonus tracks, Falling Down with XXXTentacion. Really wish that would have been on the actual album, because if this does come out on physical copy, I may eventually get it, and I would have liked to have that on it. But either way, this album is sad. I don't know if this is going to be the last Lil Peep album we get. My money's on no. I don't think this is going to be the last Lil Peep album we get. But it's very sad, and if you're into his very moody, cloud rap, kind of, with a little bit of kind of punk mixed in, and pop punk and rock mixed in, like kind of Runaway, I love the instrumental on that track. I would just suggest checking this album out. Go support, like the stream it and all that good stuff. Try to get it to some more trending things. Maybe it'll debut at #1 on the Billboard 200. That would be awesome. But yeah, guys, I think that's it. I'll talk to you guys next time. My name is Jay Morse, a review guy. I'm going to be giving, I forgot to rank it. I'm going to be giving this album a 7 out of 10. It's not a lot of times my cup of tea, but it's definitely quite above average, especially with some of the standout tracks. But what'd you guys think? You can post in the comment section below. You can like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. See you later. My name is Jay Morse, a review guy, and I'm signing off saying farewell.